Good day, dear teacher. My name is Orwin Rivas, and this is the video corresponding to the first activity of International Physical Distribution. In this case, I have to answer 4 questions to identify the nature of cargo, Incoterms, documents used, and explain the containers and pellets used in logistic processes. This is according to a case of study that we will see in a few seconds. This is the case. We have a company which exports coal at low, medium, and volatile metallurgical to Brazil through the ports of Barranquilla and Buenaventura, moving volumes from 25,000 to 35,000 metric tons. As we see here, the company owns 12 mines, 12 CAFL in the area of Valderrama in Boyacá. Inside was located in Socotá, Socha, Piece of the River, among others. We have some numbers here. Production per mine, 2,000 metric tons. And due to the difficulty of extraction, the coal leaves the mines in the form of rock and then outside is crushed as required by the company which demands the product. We have also that the company can store 100,000 tons, and we have they use some measurements for avoiding the dust produced and the environmental impact. We have also the discharging rate of Barranquilla per day, and also the quantity of trucks sent to from the warehouse to the port terminals. So we have to identify 2 different Incoterms in this. Okay, we have, according to the negotiation in Barranquilla, the company delivers the cargo inside the ship in the port of Barranquilla. This one assumes the operating cost of loading only. The cargo distributed by Buenaventura negotiation with the buyer consists of delivering 35,000 tons at the port of destination, MC Coal Limited, assuming the cost of unloading and taxes. As we see here, I will show you the summary I made. For example, to identify the nature of cargo. This is coal in big volumes, 35,000 metric tons. The nature of cargo for both cases is bulk and the coal is mineral. For the case of Barranquilla, the Incoterm used is free on board. Why? Because they assume all the operation only until putting the cargo inside the vessel. The documentation, in this case, commercial invoice, packing list, bill of lading, consignment note, insurance policy, certificate of origin, and export license. For Buenaventura, the cargo is distributed by Buenaventura. Negotiation with the buyer consists of delivering 35,000 tons at the port of destination, assuming the cost of unloading and taxes. As we can see, unloading refers to the discharging port. So, in this case, the nature of cargo is the same. Bulk is mineral. The Incoterm used is delivered duty paid because this assumes all the operation from the extraction from the mines, passing for the loading terminal, international transportation, and includes also unloading and taxes and discharging port. As we see, the only Incoterm where the shipper pays the taxes at unloading port is delivered duty paid. So this is the Incoterm found for this case. And the commercial invoice are the documents, packing list, bill of lading, consignment note, insurance policy, certificate of origins, export license. We have here a brief definition of the documents used. Commercial invoice contains information about shipper, cargo receiver, cargo description, price, and the Incoterm used. Packing list describes content of cargo, weight, volume, and measurement. Bill of lading is used in maritime transportation, as this is the case, and has 2 functions. delivery of cargo to shipping agency at destination, and also work as a transportation contract. Consignment note is document used in land transportation, is similar to bill of lading but only for land transportation. Why is similar? Because it's delivery to transportation company and also is as a transportation contract. Insurance policy document that it stands that cargo is assured during all international physical distribution processes. Certificate of origin certifies the origin of the cargo, as the name says, and is required to obtain the benefits established in the commercial agreement between the two countries, Colombia and Brazil in this case. Export license is a permission granted by custom authorities to the shipping company which is exporting the coal. In my concept, the most important document is the bill of lading, because in this we find information about the cargo, kind of cargo, the quantity, where it was loaded, the discharging port, information about the shipper, the notify and the consignee. And why is it most important? Because this document is required and is fundamental requirement at discharge port for the custom agency, and also to allow to discharge the cargo by the captain of the vessel. And we have some extra information here, and the cost of the land transportation in Colombia we found here. From Boyacá to Barranquilla, more than 6 million pesos per one truck of 34 metric tons. And we have from Boyacá to Buenaventura more than 5.5 million pesos per one truck. The containers used in logistics. In the maritime transportation, we have three basic containers used: a 20-foot equivalent unit, 40-foot equivalent unit, and the high cube. The high cube is also 40 feet equivalent unit, but is a little bit higher depending on some cargo which requires this height. Here we have, in the tables, we find the measurements in millimeters, the height, the capacity in kilograms, that traduces on tons also. And this small one, this is used for air transportation, as you see, are smaller. But also we have some different kind of containers also for maritime and air transportation. We have the standard, which are these shown here, open top, as the name says, doesn't have a cover on the top. Reefer for cargo which need to be cooled or fridged. Insulated is similar to reefer, but this doesn't contain a reefer device. The tankers are for liquids. Flat racks doesn't have also the top and don't have walls aside, and the platforms is only the base. We have here the pallets. These are used for boxes and small cargo which need to be transported in an easier way. So this is the conclusion of the exercise. We don't have more questions. Thank you very much for your kind attention.